living out here. This is our home we're talking about.
But we did invite the owner to come to all of our meetings, and he didn't come to any of them.
For a bunch of country folk, you're going to have a fight on your hands.
We were pretty much mined out. We needed to expand the lake.
We had a meeting at the town hall, which was packed.
There's some passion. There's a lot of passion.
I think every resident that was here was against
What
it.
is the possible impact to the water level on Pleasant Lake as a result of their expansion? And I say to you tonight that not 1 foot is acceptable, not 1 inch.
The thing that really upset them was that they were going to go below the water table.
And so that really got them wondering and questioning, was it the right thing to do for the area? They really wanted us to keep a close eye and monitor the situation all the time as we're operating, making sure that we're not having any effect on the groundwater or anything off-site.
Everyone has to be treated the same.
You can hear it in their voice that you know, we're affecting their lives and their livelihoods and their families, and they're concerned about that, and they have questions, and it is our job as a company and a neighbor to try to answer those as best we can.
The meeting with Big Stone Nation representatives went very well. Of course, they have their concerns.
They have to lay out a plan as to how what the area will look like after so many years of development.
They have some concerns, but it's nothing that can't be addressed and satisfy all parties.
We had first approached Clark County municipalities over there and talked to them about crossing the road with haul trucks. We had finished mining on the one side of the road, and we needed to go to our mine site on the other road, and we talked to them about crossing the road. And there was a lot of opposition with the neighbors.
We're always concerned about the potential pollutants, so reducing vehicle traffic, especially large vehicles, can reduce our potential for diesel spills or other types of problems.
At that time, Tom Fry, the superintendent at that location, came up with this idea of elevating the tube and conveyor across the road, and they liked that. Clark County liked it so much they required it for some other locations of our competitors had in the area and made them do that also.
Well, our conveyor runs about 2 miles one way. We process 1.5 to 2 million tons a year of aggregate from our quarry. Round trip with trucks going back and forth from the quarry site to the plant site to process that material as quickly as we need to, it's a tremendous amount of trucks. We didn't even think about that when we did it. We knew the direction we wanted to go, because you take into consideration the trucks that are going to be used, and you take into consider conveyor, and if you are being conscious of the environment, the safety around you, it doesn't matter. You need to do the right thing, and the right thing to do is to make sure that the conveyors are installed.
In 2006, we acquired a 700-acre gravel pit across the Wapiti River, south of Grand Prairie. There was an access through the other direction using the main highway. By building that bridge, able to use a private road. With our partner, we invested $4 million on the construction of a bridge, a 600-foot long bridge across the Wapiti River.
We'd do anything that could be remotely attached to the cause of an accident, we would be pulled into a lawsuit too. So therefore, the truck has a legal limit that it can carry. That's programmed into our computer, and if he's loaded too heavy, comes across our scale, then the ticket will not be printed. he can't leave the yard. Giving out the written requirements of our pit to the drivers, we will also sit out there with our radar gun and just randomly track the speed of the vehicles and trucks.
Well, Branscombe goes beyond that because they'll come in and put speed regulations, they'll put speed bumps, control the speed of traffic, regulate the flow of traffic, which helps control those issues.
I went to the hearing, made an objection. Basically, I would rather see it stay farmland. At the hearing, at the end of it, I went up to the guys and I said, hey, I'll be a good neighbor. Some blasts are heavier than others. And well, I can even recall a couple years ago, there was one exceptionally heavy. I said, by the way, one time I was talking, what happened? Well, we have changed blasting companies. This new guy likes to put heavier loads and so forth. So he's admitted it was a heavier one. And they're back to the old blasting company that had never done that before. So whatever it was, they were taking care of it. It's a generation wall, basically, and we've had it for years. Well, these pictures don't fall off from the blasting either.
When they started going below the water table, that was the concern that everybody had, was number one, the amount of water that was available for the citizens and the water quality.
We put in quite a few monitoring wells and information wells.
We've probably got more monitoring wells now with the compromise between DEQ and the township and Barrett.
And our water testing has really been excellent. It has satisfied the citizens.
I mean, you need the water to thrive, and you need the gravel to build roads and that. So I think there's a fine line as far as the need for both, I guess.
Normal, a riparian zone or buffer zone that you leave between the rivers is about 30 meters wide. And we had determined through consultation with everyone that they would appreciate if the buffer was extended to 200 meters.
And there's a buffer zone there, there's a lot of trees. That keeps the noise down too. It makes a difference, you know.
The quarry is located in the village of Saint-Jacques. We met with the citizens every spring to determine their concerns and to see how we could address those issues. A number of measures were taken to change our methods of operation. One of the particularly problematic matters was the dust created from the crusher. We solved that problem by moving the crusher to the bottom of the pit, so both noise and dust have been dramatically reduced, to the great satisfaction of the community.
If there is dust in the area, we try to minimize the dust by wheel wash, by holding the dust down. We use water trucks to spray regularly during our operation times.
Between January 15th and May 1st, there's no operation allowed in that specific gravel pit. It's the season, the mating season for the wildlife, for the moose, the bear, and the deers again.
Started mining in 1960. They took about 20 million tons out of there, and it was time to reclaim it. So, some of our people partnered with a developer, and we moved the dirt one time. It's turned into a very upscale, very pristine type area with 2 lakes and very valuable property.
Works Alberta has come into our area, not just meeting the standards of the province, exceeding the standards of the province.
Actually, the company contacted Oak Grove School for a field trip and a tour of the company. And since we teach all about rocks and the different things and the different layers about rocks, we felt that it would be very educational for our children to come and see it.
Being part of Delta Companies and going to Colos Graduate School and Colos One School, So there's a great interest of getting our name out and being part of the community. So both of those playing in led me to contact the local school to do that.
Barrett's been a pretty good community service group. They've helped here at the village to provide stone dust for our softball, Little League fields.
So we really tried to work with them as best we could. Did we always see eye to eye? Were we always on the same page? No, that's just not the way it's going to be. But we sure sat down and talked with them, explained our position, they explained their position, and we tried to work through it the best we could.